Hey guys, I'm going to walk you through how I edit a couple of my images. This image here has already been edited, so has this one. So there you can tell they're both similar light, same style. She's just in a little bit of a different pose. So I'm going to reset both of these back to where they were, completely straight out of camera. Okay. So this is what it looked like right out of my camera. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to play with my sliders here. And I always like to really bring my highlights down, whether that's indoors or outdoors. I like those to be brought down. And then I like to bring the shadows up. Usually quite a bit, really. I'm going to bring the whites down as well. And then pull the blacks up just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring my clarity down just a smidge. That's just personal preference, kind of what I like to do. You really can't tell a whole lot. And then I'm going to bring my saturation way down. I know it's going to look funny. Right now it's going to look totally unsaturated, but we're going to mess with our curves here and kind of play with our RGB layers to bring the color back in its different areas. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this part down here just a tad. There you go. So see, you can see how just adjusting that little part messes with the colors. It kind of brings a little bit more life back into it. If you haven't ever really played with these, I really encourage you to do so, because you can kind of create some really neat things by messing with your curves. Not that far. Okay, so I feel pretty good with that right there. So then normally people have the hue, saturation, luminance features selected. I like to go ahead and start with color and work my way through and just make some adjustments. Now I personally don't like greens and blues in my images. So I really desaturate those. So you're gonna notice the difference in that. And a lot of these is just kind of changing the hue, the difference of the orange. Like if you want it more red or if you want it more yellow. Again, this is all just completely personal preference. Just kind of find what you like to do, and see what kind of sticks for you. So I usually bring the oranges up, and it totally depends on whether it's an outdoor or an indoor session. So outdoor, I don't mind yellow. However, indoor, I like basically remove all the yellow. So, I mean, I still remove quite a bit, but it doesn't necessarily bother me. But like I said, indoors, if there's a yellow cast to anything, I will basically bring down all of the saturation. Kind of like what I'm going to do here with the greens. I don't much care for greens in a lot of my images unless I'm intentionally shooting in a very green area, like a forest, or if there's a really gorgeous tree line or something where it would look funny if I took out all the green. If it's not necessarily something where I'm intentionally shooting with a green background, then I will go ahead and desaturate it. But if I do, I just leave it, of course. Different locations call for different styles of editing. So there's not much aqua in here to really mess with, so I'm okay with that there. The blues, again, she's got blue in her dress, so I don't want to completely desaturate it, but I am going to bring it down a good bit. But I'll bring this part up, or I'm sorry, down, and kind of make it a little bit darker so that that color is more of a navy shade. Maybe just a little more. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm gonna bring the hue over this way just a smidge. And then I'm gonna really bring that saturation down. Same with the magenta. I'm just gonna bring the magentas down. So I'm pretty happy with those. I don't particularly here, not gonna mess with any split toning. I do like a little bit of grain in my images. Totally depends on the situation. Some images I feel like if they're real moody or if I'm kind of portray just like a certain feeling or something, I'll add grain. Here, I'm just gonna add just a very little bit of it. But I do like the size of the grain to be a little bit bigger rather than just like a bunch of really small fine pebbles in a lot of the images. And like I said, it totally depends on the feel of the image and what you're going for. So that's okay, the roughness is fine. So yeah, and you know, I'm gonna come back up here and I'm gonna bring up my contrast just a tad. There we go. Okay, so that is how I got that image. So at this point, I've got two of them over here. I'm gonna select them both and then sync them. So now because they're both in the same light, they're both gonna be edited the exact same.